All right, ready to feel the pressure. We're diving deep into Arsenal versus Chelsea.
Well, yeah.
Not just another London derby, but a match where every pass, every tackle, every bead of sweat had fans and managers alike on the edge of their seats.
It really was something else.
It really was.
Oh, absolutely.
This was a statement match.
This wasn't just a game. It was a statement. We're talking title implications, managerial hot seats, and the kind of grit that leaves you breathless.
And did it start with a bang? 4 minutes in, Chelsea's Mara Ramirez pulls off an overhead kick that belongs on a highlight reel.
I know, right?
Call. And before Arsenal could even catch their breath, Sandy Baltimore doubles the lead with a header. I mean, talk about setting the tone.
It was relentless. Chelsea came out swinging. And for Arsenal fans, especially those already calling for Jonas Eidevall's job, it felt like the walls were closing in.
Right. Imagine the weight on Eidevall's shoulders. 1 win out of 3 games. That brutal loss to Bayern Munich still stinging, and now this. The pressure was palpable.
Oh yeah, you could practically taste the tension on the pitch arguments with the ref players snapping at each other. Everyone knew it was at stake.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets interesting. Right before halftime, Caitlin Ford finds a way through for Arsenal, weaving past Lucy Bronze like she wasn't even there, and slots it home.
Okay, stop right there. Because that goal, to me, changed everything. Suddenly, you could feel a shift in energy. Arsenal had life again.
Exactly. It's like someone lit a fire under them. Speaking of fire, I gotta ask what was going on with Leah Williamson out there. Usually she's the picture of composure, but against Chelsea, it felt like every call, every challenge had her at odds with the referee.
Yeah, it was noticeable. Almost out of character. Do you think the pressure got to her too?
It's hard to say for sure, but remember who she was up against, Mayra Ramirez. This wasn't just any opponent. Ramirez was on fire that day. Even after picking up a knock early on, she was a constant threat.
And that's where Chelsea's dominance really showed, right? Even when Arsenal clawed their way back into the match, you always got the sense that Chelsea could turn on the Jets whenever they wanted.
Precisely. They were dictating the tempo, forcing Arsenal to react instead of controlling the play.
But let's talk about that Chelsea defense for a second, because while they were controlling the pace, they weren't exactly an impenetrable wall. Remember that Ford goal? She sliced through their back line, including England star Lucy Bronze.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a perfect performance by any means. Chelsea's fullbacks love to get forward and join the attack, which can leave space behind them. Arsenal exploited that beautifully for Ford's goal.
And it wasn't just that one moment. Arsenal had other chances too. Russo with that rocket of a volley that just sailed over the bar, Blackstenius rattling the crossbar. Chelsea's goalkeeper, Hannah Hampton, definitely earned her keep that day.
Absolutely. Hampton made some crucial saves. But those near misses for Arsenal, they tell a story, don't they? They hint at a different version of this match. One where a few bounces go their way, and suddenly we're talking about a very different result.
Okay, so then the question becomes, could Eidevall have done anything differently to tip those bounces in Arsenal's favor? The source material mentions fans demanding his resignation even before the match.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder of the pressure cooker these managers operate in, especially at a club with a history and expectations of Arsenal. Remember, they haven't lifted the WSL trophy yet under Eidevall.
And with every loss, those calls for change only get louder. It's like every match is a referendum on his leadership.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in, no doubt. But let's not forget about Chelsea's new manager, Sonia Baumeister. While Eidevall is fighting to keep his job, she's quietly racking up wins.
Right. 3 wins out of 3 matches since she took over. That's not just luck, that's a statement.
Exactly. And while the source material focuses heavily on Eidevall, I think Baumeister's impact deserves just as much attention. She's come into a new league, a new team, and immediately imposed her style.
And it's not just about the results, is it? It's the way Chelsea are playing that early aggressive pressure, almost suffocating Arsenal in the first half.
Yeah, it's a very deliberate tactic. Baumeister's not letting teams settle, forcing mistakes and capitalizing on those opportunities. Remember that second Chelsea goal? Sandy Baltimore was left completely unmarked, a direct result of Arsenal's backline being on their heels from the opening whistle.
Yeah, it's like she's playing chess out there, always a few moves ahead of her opponent. And it's interesting because even though Chelsea won, Baumeister was quoted in the source material saying they still have work to do.
Right, she said, we need to be more consistent. That's not the kind of statement you expect from a manager who's just seen her team climb to the top of the table.
It speaks to a certain hunger, doesn't it? A drive to not just win, but to dominate. And that's got to be a bit unnerving for the rest of the league.
Absolutely, yeah. This Chelsea team, under Baumeister's leadership, has the potential to be a real force. But let's not forget, this was just one match. And as we've seen even in defeat, Arsenal showed flashes of brilliance.
Right. Those near misses, the fight they showed in the second half, it makes you wonder what this Arsenal team is capable of when they click. Can Eidevall find a way to bottle that energy, that resilience, and turn it into consistent performances?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's what makes this rivalry, this race for the title, so captivating. It's not just about two teams battling for points. It's about the narratives unfolding, the pressure cooker of expectations, and the human drama at the heart of it all.
And at the end of the day, that's what keeps us coming back for more, right? The knowledge that in this league, on any given day, anything can happen.
Precisely. This match, this Arsenal versus Chelsea clash, it was a microcosm of everything that makes the WSL so compelling. The tactical battles, the individual brilliance, the pressure on players and managers alike, and the lingering questions that keep us dissecting every goal, every decision, long after the final whistles have blown.
So where do we go from here? I guess we keep analyzing and keep asking those tough questions. Because in the WSL, the story's never truly over. It's always evolving.